Immortal, VP.
Naku, lakad mo to. Normally.
I think Broodmother, Prophet, and Morphling can just swap their lanes, and that's it. But the supports are Undying and Earth Spirit, most likely.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, CDC, they go with the Klings. All right.
In a series, I would say that's pretty close. It could be interesting as, you know, we are going to see ZZQ just kill himself to the neutrals over in the jungle, and he'll be the first death of the game, but not first blood. They are trying to go in on Azil. Like you said, they might have an opportunity to do so, and they walked in front of the Planet's roll, and, well, Clinks is going to get first blood, so a good job there by Undyne to get in front of the roll out from Planet at the moment, as, well, they came in first in Division 2. And bottom lane, Echo has just made a complete rotation. They're going to snowball over to Zeal. They'll bring in the Primal Beast. They'll try to come over and maybe turn this around with a third hero to make it a 3v3. And Zeal taking a lot of damage as that ult comes out for a second, but it's enough to get the kill into Zeal. They'll end up trading, though, the Clinks, which isn't the best trade for them to make. As Undyne now trying to down and potentially help get a couple kills and potentially take out that tower, too.
Lynx and Tusk, they're actually hunting the Earth Spirit. They know he's around here somewhere, but they scanned him even.
Yeah, so they'll know Planet's behind enemy lines, and even with the Geomagnetic Grip and the Boulder Smash, they don't get the kill just yet, but ulti comes in from Zeal, and Echo's able to get a kill, trying to get a second one here on the Clinks. They've got the Sprout and a right-click in from Zeal. They've got the Trample. And 7E, he does have that ult available. He'll pulverize Zeal, though. He's going to walk away from it up with that onslaught.
Yeah, the massive 50 gold from all those fighters that he got.
It was just a bunch of threes. It was nice. Snowball. And trying to TP out. Roll will come in, stop that. And it'll be ZZQ who gets the kill onto Undyne. You have a Primal Beast behind them, potentially looking for a pinch if they want to save this mid-tier 1. The pushing power from EHOME is no joke. Top lane, yeah, they're going to go for the Morphling. They're looking for Shiro. He'll waveform away. They use the Primal Split. Shiro on the run, stunned up, right-clicked and killed. So Shiro doesn't make an escape.
They lose the
really just not working out for him. Waveform forward. Undyne now goes into the tag team, and they've got that ult out from 7E. Snowball once again, and that's actually from Shiro, who's morphed into the Tusk, and a run right through the Dire side with a burning barrage over from QAQ. And they haven't gotten a kill just yet, but they finally finish off Echo. They get themselves the Broodmother on one. They'll take the Tombstone. They look over at ZZQ, who's trying to right-click his way to a kill, but it won't work this time as 7E takes a second for CDEC. And, well, EHOME, they come up empty-handed.
That's mana.
Yeah, only 500 mana at the moment. He went forward there with the onslaught, hit with the Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the silence, but another snowball save, and they're going to try and turn this around with the help of the Exorcism coming through from the Death Prophet. Tombstone dropped, and now Undyne, he's in pretty far. They'll lose the Tusk, the waveform forward, trying to take out a Death Prophet, maybe even a +1 on top of that. The roll lands onto the DP, and they'll get themselves a second, so this time EHOME are the ones who come out on front.
Primal Beast kind of baiting his poor Tusk and that Prophet there in.
Bottom lane.
That damage out.
How willing? Yeah, how willing is EHOME to go in? And right now they're going to go with the help of Zeal. They've got the Snowball, but that's going to drag them all the way to Echo. And
another Orchid
used. They've got the silence onto the Brew. The Burning Barrage comes out, but the damage is avoided for the moment. They go into the Flesh Golem on this Undying, and the waveform forward. They get the kill into 2. They'll take out Undyne as well as the Brew. Look for the Primal Beast. 7E fights.
There's no BKB still on 7E for 10 seconds. We see Brewmaster as well. He's just gonna split.
Yeah, he splits. They snowball out. They're leaving the pit with this Exorcism hitting the end, but they get the kill into ZZQ. They'll at least get that for now. Undyne getting a little bit low. They've got Shiro in some trouble. He's hit about half health. They bob back on the Undying. They still got Roche a little bit low. They'll look over on the high ground. Echo's there on the hill. They go in. There's the roll as well as the Magnetize. They're going to finish off Roche. They'll look for the Snowball to try to get it. Aegis on the deck, and it's picked up by the Clinks. But he might lose it very quickly. Silence on all these heroes on the side of EHOME. Can they get away with anything more than just getting a kill here onto the Clinks with the Aegis? They'll finish off the Death Prophet. The buyback comes in here from the Tusk. They get 7E, and the fight is looking really good for EHOME as they'll focus their attention onto the Brewmaster. The Burning Barrage doing some damage, but just not enough. Walrus Punch out onto Shiro, but he's still fighting his way all the way through. Echo taking enough damage to finally fall. They get themselves a second on the side of CDEC, but they end up losing more on CDEC as well. ZZQ, he's low with the right clicks coming in from the tag team. The Sprout is in. One more right click needed. Instead, it's going to be a snowball. Waveform towards Undyne as he's trying to run. The adaptive strike gets thrown, but it's not going to be enough damage to get the kill there onto the Tusk, because after the onslaught, after a Walrus Punch and not having the primal split, like, what do you really have to lock down these heroes on the side of EHOME?
Yeah, their control is lacking for sure. You're mostly looking at Tusk.
Silent snowball and a kill there, easily done. Planet falls, and they have also found Echo. They've got the ulti, they have the Burning Barrage. Echo on the run in the trees, but the trees don't provide enough cover for Echo to, well, scurry his way out with all of those 8 legs. Again, a run from 7E, but he's clipped himself with that onslaught. That's a bit of an issue. They're going to try and fight here. They've got the silence onto 2. They'll roll in, land on the Death Prophet. And Imitator doesn't exactly have an exorcism to fight with, so there really isn't much coming from the Death Prophet except for silence. The roll hits onto the Clinks. They've got the lockdown, but do they have the damage to get the kill? They'll end up losing Planet. Adaptive strike is through. They get the kill to the Clinks. They'll take him out for 70 seconds as ZZQ will fall as well. It's a 2-for-2 so far with the Walrus Punch from Undyne, but soon he's just going to be dying. And well, they'll look for more. They'll look for a 4th. They'll try to get the Brewmaster. The only one surviving right now is 7E because he was out of the fight to begin with, because he ran.
It is like both of these teams are taking the right objectives. They're moving across the map well. Look at these webs though. Root, yeah. There we go.
They got the silence, and they're going to onslaught onto the high ground once again. 7E trying to put out the damage. Undyne goes in with a Walrus Punch, but Undyne again will probably fall. They'll BKB on Seal, but now no Nature's Prophet. Roll hits on a 7E. They've got themselves the primal split. They'll look over the Death Prophet, who did use that exorcism, and it's not going to last too long, because they're able to get the damage out and kill off this Death Prophet. ZZQ trying to survive as the buyback comes out from the Tusk. 7E with BKB. Onslaughts forward and uses that uproar. The damage, it looked like it was there for a second, but the Morphling's able to survive as the Snowball comes in with the Walrus Punch. They finally finish off Shiro, and that makes this a victory so far for CDC, and 7E wants more. He'll go after Planet. The Onslaught misses. The roll is in, and he'll finish off 7E instead. Clinks moves forward, but he's able to juke with the roll and get some space, and the Tusk has been rooted thanks to the Brood Axe. So Planet TP and escape.
Tusk going in.
Echo's still here. Tusk, you just fought back. Undyne, you may not want to be there, and you're about to get snared once more. So they get the kill to Undyne. They'll look over the Brewmaster. The fight never exactly ended. But this
really
time
from EHOME, but Prophet TP'd in way too close.
Yeah,
he's the one that dishes out a ton of damage, and he's the one that fell first. Plus, he didn't have a buyback.
he immediately went for the BKB and tried to survive, but he was just in too far. They've got the silence out of ZZQ, and they will quickly dispatch this Undyne, who does have buyback. So ZZQ is going to be back really quickly. They're going to buy back on the Brewmaster, who fell to Zeal. The damage out there from him and Shiro. 3-man silence from Imitator, but they just don't have the help at the moment as 7E finally walks in with the BKB being popped by Shiro. But can he get anything more? The spinner snare, not going to snare anybody up. Nobody fell for the trap just yet. However, Clinks, Planet taking some damage. Planet turns around, looks for the roll. It's going to be off the mark. They're still looking for this Clinks. They'll get the Walrus Punch. They'll finish him off. So Planet out of the fight, and Echoing a little bit too far. He dropped his spinner snare down, but it's just nowhere near the fight. The uproar gets popped with BKB being popped by Zeal to get out of this one with a TP. They'll go after ZZQ again, who just bought back. They bought back on Echo, but the burning barrage damage is just too much for ZZQ to handle. So they will have to waveform out. They've only got 4 heroes, and Roche's respawn.
Now they have to decide, really, do they commit or not?
Yeah, 40 seconds, no Undying, though. Undying, he's become what you said he would, and he's been pretty much food. And look at that. Like, look at the damage it did to Roche, too. They'll look for the spinner snare and try to maybe get in for the Aegis, but the roll's a little bit too late. They get the kill on Undying, but they'll end up losing Planet, so there's 3 heroes alive for EHOME, and that is a long dead Planet, too. He's dead for 7. They will glyph again, and now finally these heroes are starting to return back to the base, and they're going to look forward. They're going to try and do what they wanted to with Planet, going in with the kick, but they've got the snowball. Right-click damage coming in out of Q with the Q, and the Clinks is still able to survive with the Burning Barrage coming out, but they finally get the first life out of the hands of the Clinks. They'll take out Planet. There's no more Earth Spirit. Waveform over to the side. Look for 70 with BKB being popped. He'll go to the Uproar. The damage coming out. It's a lot on Azil. He's in some trouble. The snowball comes in. They get the kill on the Nature's Prophet, and they look for more. You got to Sprout out just in time, but I don't know how much is going to help as well. Now the Morphling turns into the Tusk. They get the snowball off, and they kill off Undyne. They'll buy back on Zeal, though. Right-click through all the way, trying to get the kill into the Brute. I'm trying to figure out this Primal Beast. I've been watching him. It feels like his fights can be very feast or famine. But I guess that's also can be said for everybody. They're going to go through with the Onslaught. They're going to look to get themselves at least one. They get the kill on Echo. They'll end up losing Undyne as the Morphling immediately looking for the waveform away, as they're going to lose ZZQ, and they bought back on the Tusk. So Undyne going to be back into the fray of this CDC side, and it looks like they're probably going to get away with going after these tier 4s and forcing EHOME to fight when they don't want to. I mean, these heroes, especially Echo, he's dead for 80. Like, they have no way to defend, and they've got another Exorcism going. They can't base race. They never got through the bottom lane with that Nature's Prophet, and they're going to go here as they've got the Burning Barrage damage going out. They get the kill to Zeal. He's going to be dead for 100 seconds. They'll end up losing Shiro, and that should be all they've written for this one. As CDEC, if people are thinking EHOME are, you know, to take game one, they'd be wrong, because CDEC, they get themselves a little bit of an upset.
Waiting for the level 6 on mid lane. Right, like the moment Ember gets his, we have the Beast top lane already.
Yeah, 70's going to go in. There's a stun thrown by Shiro, but there's the rebound, and they've got the ult from 70 to get not only a kill, but first blood of all things on Shiro. He's only level 4, so he never go forward, looking for the Onslaught to land somewhere. Stun to follow this up. He's still not level 6, so you need to be careful. But
nice
now a
RP.
3-man RP, and that's going to be followed up by a 3-man Bushwhack. They've got Echo in. They're going to try and throw a stun out. They're still surviving the Sunray, the Pulverize, the damage, and they get the kill to Shiro, and they'll take out Echo. Somehow EHOME, they're empty-handed in this exchange, and they don't even get 7E. They lose Zeal instead, and CDEC put an exclamation. Yeah, that's going to be a very normal paced Ags.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you even, when do you farm that? They can give him some space, but I would even argue that that space would be better used somewhere
RP
else.
bottom. They're going to try and go for this Faceless Void, and they put it all together to get this kill using that Sharpshooter, following it up with a Wraith Fire Blast on the RP, so they have the damage to get this Faceless Void. Mid lane, and Avalanche is there. Toss up into the air. They'll get themselves a kill onto Echo, and look to get a tier 1. The Onslaught forward hits on a ZZQ. He'll try to run, but eventually with no Icarus dive, he will fall, and it will be to this Marcy.
Like, you can't tag there. There's just too many heroes. Marcy with some. That's all that level 1 Gleevil speed right there coming into play.
Farming so fast. Bushwhack and Sharpshooter going to be thrown over on to this Alchemist, who finally dies with the Slight. Onslaught in with a BKB, goes to the Pulverize. Sure, RP comes out from Zeal. It's going to be on a 2. They've got themselves the egg, and it doesn't go off. They get the kill on his EZQ. The time dilation over on the Echo. He's trying to run. He's got the Remnant away, but they'll onslaught and follow him.
It's something that we mentioned earlier. Like, this team on the side of CDC is really bad with the Chronosphere. Like, they just don't contribute in it at all.
Ooh, Undyne again. He is very dead. This time Planet gets the kill. Still a 5k lead, and I know it's, quote, an Alchemist lineup, but it's not like Alchemist is exactly farming anything at the moment, so it is really just that natural 5K lead as there's going to be a fight looking for this Tiny, at which onslaught, and all of a sudden Echo takes a lot of damage and even falls after they get the kill on the Imitator.
That's super worth it for CDC right there. 70 getting that counter kill on it.
Really close. That was last second. Kind of close, as they're going to get themselves their hands on the first Roche too. So first Aegis into the side of CDC. Wraithfire Blast, RP comes out, and they've got the Supernova once again. So Imitator falls, and the right click damage to take out a second. They'll end up losing the Marcy. Two heroes gone as these ults kind of combine, and they're gonna look. They're trying to go as Onslaught pulverized. First life out of the hands of the Wraith King. Can they follow it up with the second kill? Well, Shiro's gonna try and run away, and there's the Chronosphere coming out. But where is this follow-up damage? They'll finally find it with a kill on a planet as well as Echo. There was a lot of damage that came out afterwards as they'll get themselves 3, but this RP, is it going to be enough? They've got themselves a double damage. They'll take the Aegis out of the hands of this Faceless Void. Undyne, he's not really an unprize as they're going to throw over that stun. They've got the Unstable Concoction, and one slam on the Pulverize flattens those bones and grinds them up into a pulp. They have Zeal in their hands. They'll get the full team wipe, and CDC. The last fight didn't go their way, but this one certainly did, as they will wipe the floor with EHOME on this one.
This time around, he has an Alchemist, right? So he's gonna get it eventually. Instead, he went for Kai and Sanj, next Shivas. I like this way more.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't have an Alchemist, I still think this build would be my preferred one.
Dispose, and the damage from the Marcy. All of a sudden, they get the first life out of the hands of the Wraith King, and the Onslaught stun. They'll have the lockdown. There's the Pulverized. Sharpshooter comes out, but they get the kill on the Shiro. They'll take out the Zeal. They bought back on the Phoenix, and Echo trying to make something out of nothing. He wants at least Imitator, and he will at least get that, but does he survive? They go over with 7E again. They're right on top of this Ember, and he cannot remnant away. So Echo's dead, and another fight going the way of CDEC. And to get back to your point, the speed in which Onslaught moved is pretty nuts.
Like it?
It's very
Ember
fast.
has been caught.
Yeah, he is in some trouble, but, well, now Searing Chains as well as the Skewer on Imitator. He's not imitating enough, but, well, they get the kill on a Zeal. They'll lose the Tiny, and Echo's going to be a fatality there for the side of EHOME. I don't know if they were expecting to lose both of them, but a 2-for-1 when you're trading the price. He's got a Shivas. He's so tanky. He's strong, and they can't find their way in. Aegis into the hands of the Faceless Void once again. Bushwhack as well as the Boomerang, and a time dilation coming through onto this Hoodwink. They're going to try and clean up as EHOME trying to fight. They were trying to get themselves an Aegis, but they're going to lose themselves Planet, and he'll buy back immediately. Reincarnation is gone. They've got themselves, oh, the RP. They'll take out Undyne, but they end up losing Echo. They've got the damage, but not enough damage. Time walk in, time walk back into the Supernova. Not the hokey pokey they were looking for, but still another time walk and another kill on a Shiro. They'll look for Echo, the BKB. What's it doing for you? Not much. Sleight of Fist looking for the Remnant, but here comes the Pulverize, as he'll pulverize your hopes of winning this game into the ground.
It was interesting the way.
Only at a time like this, they had Exorcism to take these towers in the next 30 seconds.
I'm very sad. Very, very sad. Come on, everyone.
Everybody push at the same time. Get us our first racks, please.
They don't have RP. Come on, guys. You can do it.
Oh, gosh. Time walking with the Ags. They're not focusing the racks, but they are going to try and focus the life of this Faceless Void. They get the kill on a Zeal. It's just time walk and health back, and Shiro's gone once again. They'll call GG, and that's going to be the end of the game. Them. Oh, he chrono. No racks to get. Oh, no. Bad for us.